In today's video, I want to talk about having really big feelings and executive dysfunctions on steroids during our time of the month. Normally, most women have PMS. They're a little bit more moody. They might be a little bit more reactive, a little bit more sad, a little bit more irritable. Now, when you have ADHD and the potential of PMDD, which stands for Premenstrual Dysphoric Disorder, it can make you feel like your ADHD is on steroids, specifically when it comes to things like emotional dysregulation, rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and more forgetfulness, trouble with our working memory, a ton of brain fog. All of these things could be because you have not only PMS, but PMDD. Now, I am not a doctor or a medical professional, so seek out the advice of a medical professional if you feel like you have PMDD and you have ADHD. In this video, I am going to offer 5 tips that you can do right now today to help you when you have PMS or PMDD and you have ADHD. For anyone who doesn't know me, hello, my name is Sara Kelly. I'm an ADHD mindset coach, and I come out with videos every single week on ADHD and the isms that go along with having ADHD. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a video from me. All right, let's get into it and talk about what exactly PMDD is. PMDD is a severe form of premenstrual syndrome, PMS, that affects some women during their menstrual cycle. PMDD is characterized by intense emotional and physical symptoms that occur in the week or two before menstruation and significantly impact a person's daily functioning and quality of life. The symptoms of PMDD are more severe compared to typical PMS syndromes. Common emotional symptoms can include mood swings, irritability, anger, anxiety, depression, feeling overwhelmed, and an increased sensitivity to rejection. Physical symptoms may include fatigue, changes in your appetite, sleep disturbances, bloating, breast tenderness, and headaches. The thing that distinguishes PMDD from typical PMS is the severity and impact of these symptoms. PMDD symptoms can be so intense that they interfere with our daily activities like work, relationships, and overall well-being. It's important to note that PMDD symptoms follow a predictable pattern and typically resolve shortly after the start of menstruation. It's important here to understand that ADHD manifests very differently than it does in our male counterparts as women. Women with ADHD may experience difficulties with sustaining focus, organization, time management, and forgetfulness. These challenges can lead to frustrations, reduced productivity, and strained relationships. It's important to acknowledge that ADHD is not solely a childhood disorder, but can persist into adulthood. So let's talk about the overlap between having ADHD and PMDD, or even just PMS in general, and then get into the 5 tips so that the next time your time of the month is coming around, you are ready to handle it in a way that is going to be empowering instead of feeling debilitating. So we know that emotional dysregulation and ADHD absolutely go hand in hand, and we know that PMDD and emotional dysregulation also go hand in hand. So sometimes deciphering between whether or not our symptom is ADHD related or PMDD or PMS related can be difficult. And this is where tip number 1 is huge, and the most important tip in my opinion, and that is tracking your cycle. By tracking your cycle and knowing when that week or 2 is before your menstruation starts, you can mentally prepare yourself for the fact that you might be more emotionally dysregulated, maybe even to the point where you do have minor outbursts, whether they're internally and you're really struggling with some sadness during that time, or externally and you're a little bit more hot-tempered when it comes to, your cycle. I have a video linked all about emotional dysregulation and a video on rejection sensitivity dysphoria linked in the description of this video, so you can check those out after you watch this video if those are things that you struggle with. Tip number 2 is embracing structures and schedule as much as you can. The more predictable you can set your life up to be during these times when our hormones are just going out of whack and we are really struggling with our emotions, our feelings, and how we're showing up in the world, can be really, really helpful. Creating a daily routine provides stability and predictability, helping manage ADHD symptoms. Allot specific time slots for tasks, including work, self-care, and leisure activities. Fostering a sense of control will absolutely help reduce the overwhelm that so many of us feel. And if you are an ADHDer who struggles with your self-esteem and you want to start showing up in the world, feeling confident and empowered, but without the overwhelm, I have a complimentary masterclass linked in the description of this video as well that goes over the 5 pillars to creating lasting change when you have ADHD. Number 3 is prioritizing self-care and your stress levels. Engaging in self-care activities like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or hobbies can reduce stress levels and promote emotional well-being. Prioritizing sleep, maintaining a balanced diet, and regular exercise positively contributes to ADHD and PMDD management. Before I get into tip number 4, did you know that eating dopamine-rich foods that are high in protein, can absolutely help with your executive functions? I do have a sheet linked below in the description of this video that highlights some dopamine-rich foods. A lot of them are very snack friendly that you can go out and get, and especially during the time when you have PMS or PMDD, our periods can make our ADHD symptoms feel like they are really, really hard to manage. So doing a little bit on the back end can absolutely help us get through these times. Now, number 4 is utilizing organizational strategies. Implement practical strategies to manage ADHD-related difficulties. This may include creating to-do lists, utilizing calendars or digital reminders, breaking tasks into smaller steps, and setting achievable goals. I truly believe that ADHD and overwhelm go hand in hand. And I think part of the reason that happens is that we're depending so much on our brain to remember all the things. Working memory is very much part of our executive dysfunction. So don't make your brain do all that work. Embrace the calendar, embrace the checklist. I know, it's what everyone tells you to do. But the less pressure you can put on your brain to remember all the things, the more clear you are and the easier it's going to be to manage your executive functions instead of falling into executive dysfunction. Number 5, my last tip is to seek support and validation of your experience as an ADHDer. You want to find a tribe who understands you and sees you and will validate your feelings. Maybe not validate the place where our mind goes when we're catastrophizing a situation or ruminating on the negative, but someone is going to validate you as an ADHDer with a completely different neurotype. I see that you're really upset. I see that you're struggling with this problem. Validation creates connection, and that also creates dopamine. And if you struggle to find that kind of tribe, I have a Facebook group linked in the description of this video, specifically for women who are late diagnosed with ADHD and looking for a community. You can request to join the Facebook group and I will let you right in and you can start building those relationships now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure learned a ton as I was researching to create this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos every single week on everything to do with ADHD and the isms of having ADHD. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next week in the next video.